you.
And that, well, the Hanged Man, that in itself is a little bit frightening too. Although it's hanging by its foot. Is that one's not upside down though?
This is face up.
Figure's upside down.
The figure's upside down on the card. The snake at the top represents connection to the universe and universal energy.
Okay.
The hair coming into the ground means connection to the earth, but it means channeling energy differently than other people and at your own will and abilities. So where most people will bring earth energy up into their feet, you'll flip that around and you'll bring earth energy in through the crown. And you'll bring universal energy up through your feet. And then you'll switch it because you're masterful and playful at being unique in how you manipulate your own energy and the energy around you.
Well, those who know me might say I'm unique. This is true. It's funny. Yeah, I won't go into that too much. But this is really, really interesting. So does the position of the cards signify anything in particular? You said this refers to something in relation to this.
Right. When people first get started reading tarot, the best ways to do is look at the face-up and reversed meanings in relationship to their absolute position when laid out in a spread. Once you get more familiar, you can start seeing the interrelationship and overlapping qualities of different cards, both faced up and reversed. So for instance, the Hermit Reflection ties into the Moon part of this card, which is about reflection and introspection also. So when you have overlapping meanings, those overlaps amplify that aspect of those cards.
I see. I see. Very interesting. So what's the average, I mean, what's the usual reading you would do for somebody?
Well, when I do a lot of fairs, when I do a fair environment, most people are wanting about a 15-minute reading. Because that kind of environment is a quicker kind of environment. In private session, I usually go much more in depth, and it's usually about an hour. And we do a full 10-card spread. We use these large cards in addition to the smaller cards, which are here. And we'll do other exercises too to bring up the information.
The smaller cards and the larger cards are the same cards, only different sizes, right?
Different sizes and different amounts. This set is a major arcana set, which is about your major goals and learning lessons this lifetime, where the full set contains all the earth-based and people cards also.
Okay, gotcha. And so when people come to you, say during the healing fairs or whatever, and get a 15-minute reading, would they use the big deck or the little
We use a smaller deck
number?
Because of the time factor involved. And we do a 10-card spread, the classic Celtic Cross. Though there is a Quest Tarot spread I also use for more in-depth sessions.
The classic Celtic Cross, okay.
Yes.
And where did you get the name Quest Tarot? Is that something you came up with to call yourself?
Well, you know, Llewellyn is the publisher for the Quest Tarot. And they're a wonderful publisher. They're a great group of people. I have to honestly say I really like them. And we batted around a number of different titles for this. Some that were softer and some that were more newer edged. And basically when we talked, the main thing that came out was the images were so bright and so dynamic and really kind of fresh for the tarot world. They said we have to give it a fresh title like The Quest. Really taking
I like that.
Your move forward.
The quest, the journey, like
the journey.
Journey into the paranormal. Speaking of this deck, though, which you designed, you say that it's a bestseller, right?
Yes, I was so fortunate. You know, when you do creative work, you never know how it's going to be received into the world.
True.
The first printing of the Quest Tarot with the book and deck set sold out in 6.5 months, went right into its second printing, and over 10,000 have sold. And there's over 15,000 in print so far.
And so you wrote a book, and it too is called The Compass Guide to the Quest Tarot. And now does that describe how to do the tarot or describe the cards, or what is in the book?
Well, you know, if you were to describe every feature on these cards, you would probably have like 3,000 pages of information. This book is actually the distillation of all that information into smaller, more digestible sentences and paragraphs. So it talks about the I Ching, talks about the Hebrew letters, the gemstones on the card, the astrological association, the rune association, plus the new features like the yes-no feature. You can also use this deck like you would a Ouija board. There are Roman letters on all the cards, so you can spell out words, names, and phrases.
Oh, I was going to ask, what do the different things on the cards refer to? And you just already explained a lot of it. You said, now why do they have gems on them?
Well, a number of people like to use gemstone associations when they're doing their readings. And actually, even when I've done readings, sometimes I've had certain aspects of the cards, I call it lifting, where I look at the cards, and of course they're two-dimensional, they're flat on the table, but all of a sudden the image raises itself up off the table, and I know then that that aspect of the card is the most important thing I'm supposed to talk about.
Oh, okay. So is this something you see visually or that you're being shown?
It's something that I see visually, and people who have used the deck have also told me happens with them also. That as they're using the card, it's not every single aspect of every card they use, but what speaks to them, what comes up for them.
Okay.
Because some people are more into runes than they are Kabbalah, or more
see.
into astrology than they are gemstones.
But it seems you have all aspects of all kinds of not religions, but belief systems in your cards here.
There's a lot of incorporation of different systems so that you can take this one tool and customly use it how you feel works best for you.
Well, we're kind of running out of time, so I want to tell people how to get in touch with you. And pretty soon we're going to see on the screen your website. Can you go ahead and tell people what your website is?
Sure. It's www.quest, Q-U-A-S-T, tarot, T-A-R-O-T.com.
Okay, and they can reach you by email?
Email at Joseph, obviously my first name, at questtarot.com, and there's 2 T's in there, of course.
Okay. Quest Tarot, all one word, no spaces. And your phone number where people might want to reach you?
People can call me for information about this or for readings at 510-482-0274.
Okay, and on your website they'll find out all kinds of information about your speaking engagements if they want to see you at one of these events.
It has all my appearances, but it also has a lot of things you can download for free. Some reference guides for free, some spreadsheets for free. There's a lot of nice things on there.
Great. Yeah. And let's see, now we have how to contact us on the internet at noblejourney@yahoo.com. You can email me with your show ideas or comments, and go to www.geocities.com/journey into the paranormal. And that's our website where you'll find our show schedule as well. Okay. Well, any last minute things you'd like to tell us about the tarot or about yourself, Joseph?
Well, it's just, if you haven't tried the tarot as a medium for contacting or accessing psychic information, give it a try. It's a visually rich medium. There's many decks out there. Of course, I'm partial to mine, but you can find the one that you like best and work with it because it'll expand your ability and your own psychic abilities too.
Oh, is that right? So you can work with this on your own. One thing I know that you said that I'd like to mention again is the fact that the tarot is a tool for you. You're a psychic channeler, but the tarot is a tool, just like you said, the bones or the chicken livers or whatever else might be. But it's a very telling tool, and it's a beautiful one as well.
I think so very much. I encourage everyone to work on expanding their minds and their knowledge and their psychic intuition.
Okay. And so when is your next appearance?
It's coming up actually this Saturday in Napa. I'll be there.
Okay. In Napa, California.
Napa, California.
All right.
And people can find out all the addresses and where at the website.
Okay. And it's a beautiful website too. I've checked it out, and lots of information on it. Thank you, Joseph, for being my guest today. It's been very informative and intriguing. I'd like to know more about how you could tell me where I'm going, or anybody else. So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you for joining us on Journey into the Paranormal. I'm your host, Catherine Noble. See you next time.